So I've got Paige here, and Paige is trying to learn how to knit.
Trying.
And tell me where your struggle is.
So I get all the yarn onto the needle, do the first cast on, super good at it now, well, decent at it now. And I can't seem to get the yarn to the other side of the other needle.
So you can cast on, but you can't knit.
I can't knit.
Okay.
Can't knit.
I have this theory that I want to try out, and Paige is my guinea pig.
Oh, no.
I think that you can learn better when you're drinking as far as knitting, because I've taught a lot of knitting over the years, and what everybody tends to do is they tend to be really uptight and get their stitches on the needle super tight, like you can see their fingers straining as they're casting on, and then they can't knit with it and they get frustrated. So I think like a beer or two, and as we progress, your stitches will get loose and you'll be calm and relaxed and able to knit better. So we're gonna try it out. So there's your beer. Okay. The trick I always do is, say we're gonna do 14 stitches. I wrap the yarn around the needle 14 times.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
This is brilliant.
And then you know you have enough yarn. Slip knot. There's a method of casting on where you don't need a slip knot. I don't believe in that method. It's not that I don't believe in it, it's that I'm lazy in the slip knot. What I like to do is called a longtail cast on. My mom first taught me with a knit cast on, and I struggled with it. And my grandmother taught me the longtail, and it was just like a game changer. Gotcha. So you have your long tail, and what I do is I point the needle at my face. I take my thumb and my index finger, put them in between. Then I grab the yarn with my other 3 fingers, separate the thumb and index, lay it down, and you have this little like slingshot, right? Gosh. And you go under, over, and through that hoop, and you let go with your thumb.
Mind blown.
And now you have 2 stitches, because your slip knot counts as 1 stitch. Hashtag things I wish knitters had told me. Because I didn't know. I was like, why am I ending up with an extra stitch all the time? Because my cast on's 1 stitch. And then you just do that over and over again. Okay. So under, over, through. I'm going to have you try that.
Okay.
You're right-handed, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you want to hold the working yarn in your right hand.
Oh, God. Okay. And then through, and then pull like a...
And then make sure these 3 fingers are holding all that.
Oh,
yep.
Okay.
And then under, down
under
there.
This one?
Other way.
Under
that way.
This way?
Other way.
Oh, my gosh.
There you go.
That way!
Yeah. And then over. Nope, not. You're making it harder. There you go. And then drop it through.
Make it harder then.
Nope. You're saved.
Okay.
Pull it tight.
Thank you.
And whenever a knitter tells you to pull it tight, oh, it sounds so dirty. They don't mean pull it as tight as humanly possible. They just mean make it snug. You always want your stitches able to move up and down on the needle.
Well, not the hard way, too.
Yeah. Okay, so thumb and index finger.
Thumb and index finger.
Grab it with your other 3.
This is difficult.
It's fine.
You're doing great. How do you grab that? Show me again. Sorry.
Like that.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Escaping me.
Okay, there you go. All right, so.
And I lost it again.
That's fine.
Your fingers are way easier to maneuver than mine are.
Other way. Under. Yep.
Under.
Over. Yep, you're right.
Over.
Down through the loop. Through that loop.
What am I putting through that loop? That needle. This through that loop?
Yep, and then let go with your thumb.
Aha!
We got it! So the other trick is under that way. When you start knitting, you want to start with a big, bright colored yarn. You don't want to do black, I think, which is what I first tried to learn on. Variegated can be kind of hard sometimes, and any kind of dark purples, anything that's like a really dark color that looks really cool, but it's not good for first learning because you need to be able to see these stitches. And the big poofy yarns are great too. So I had some super tough puff left over, so we decided to use that. I think that's a good amount for your cast on.
Awesome.
Okay, so now you need to learn the actual knit stitch, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the scary part for me.
It's pretty easy.
Okay.
You're always gonna, if you're right-handed, yes, right-handed, you're always gonna hold the yarn, the working yarn in your left hand.
Okay.
The blank needle goes in your right hand.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm gonna show you the first stitch, just to show you how it's done. You go in through the front, make an X, wrap around that back needle, go down and back in front for another X, and then toss it off.
The toss off is where I get stuck.
Okay.
Every time I try and do this on my own.
So X in the back, wrap around, push down, and you're catching that wrap you just made.
Okay.
And then toss that old stitch off.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have you try it.
Oh my god.
Do you want a drink first? Take a drink.
I'll take a drink first.
Make my theory work.
The tension is rising. We need shots for this.
We have them.
Let's see how this goes. Okay, make the X. Loop.
So far, so good. Yes.
Through. And then I just drag this off.
And you've done it.
Was that really it?
That was really it.
That was
really
it.
Keep going.
I'm knitting.
So if you're looking to book me from now on to teach classes or to do an event, we're going to do it in a bar.
It's the
from
beer.
Here on. Yeah.
It's
it
the
helps,
alcohol.
Yeah. And you're almost to the end, and you're going to see how hard it is to switch needles.
Oh.
And yeah, just keep going. We're gonna get there. We're going to get there. I haven't had anybody yet in 6-7 years that I've been doing this that haven't been able to learn how to knit.
You're a good teacher.
Thank you.
Are you just like telling me that it's going to be hard just to say
Well, how
that?
hard do you think it's going to be?
I don't know. Am I just flopping it? I'm really
Here's what you're going to do.
Right?
You're going to switch hands.
Yeah.
And start doing it over again. Now, I am going to show you one trick that happens to a lot of knitters. So, Kara, if you can zoom in real quick. This happened to me. This happens to a lot of knitters. If you're new and you've noticed that your piece is getting bigger as you go, here's what you're doing. On that first stitch, you're wrapping it around and actually knitting double into the back, if that makes sense. So you want to make sure that your yarn is actually in front and all these little dudes are all lined up in a row. So don't do this. Okay, people? Just do this. See, beer will help you learn. It will not help you talk. Super easy.
Paige, I'm going to interrupt real quick.
Yes.
So it looks like you're being stalked by a little demon Santa right now. Because it's right behind you.
Where?
No. The guy in the corner.
Oh.
I'm sorry, because I turned it a little bit just to focus on you.
That is terrifying.
And from this angle, his eyes are glowing.
Wait, are you ready for it to get even better?
Oh, God.
This is why we don't let Dill buy anything unsupervised.
Oh, that's right. This was his purchase.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
Hey, look at you.
Look at that.
Look how even your
Look
stitches
what I'm
are.
making.
This is so
Look at that. I did that, man.
I am so proud right now. Drink some more beer. See if you get faster.
That's true.
This is the other reason, like, bulky yarn is good when you start,
You
because
can
it just,
see it all.
you see it.
Oh my gosh.
It's really fast.
I thought this was the harder stuff to do.
Right? And this is...
I honestly thought that this was the harder yarn to
No,
work
and you know, also, like, I think casting on is the hardest part of knitting. And there's 2 reasons. I don't remember both of them. One of them is you only do it once in a while when you first start. So you cast on a scarf, you knit for 6 feet, so you're doing the knit stitch over and over and over again, and you remember it. And then you bind off. And then you have to remember how to cast on again the next time.
Okay.
So I think the knit stitch, like the cast on, is actually harder than anything else. And you did that fine. You picked that up really quickly.
Well, I told you I already knew how to do it. The wrong one.
Not the wrong one. A
It's not the
different
wrong
one. Different.
Different. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So do you want to try to do a purl row?
Sure.
Okay. I'm going to show you the first one.
Yeah.
All right. So your knit is where you went in front, right?
Mm-hmm.
With the purl, you put your needle here. And your yarn is always in front. You wrap it a different way. Ooh. Okay. Yarn goes around in front this time. It's the same movement.
You just go back.
It's just kind of backwards. So the exact same thing you were doing before, but backwards.
Okay.
Okay, and it's really important to remember this yarn stays in front.
So
You can do
now.
it. You can totally do it. Okay. And then that's gonna other way. Yep. No, you're right. I'm sorry.
You got it.
Drink more wine.
I'm gonna shut up and be right over here.
Okay.
Okay, finish purling.
That's the difference. Okay.
And I'm going to show the camera real quick. So when you knit one row and purl one row, you get stockinette stitch, which are these little V's. And that's the flat part. So a lot of times when you do sweaters or things, you'll see these little V's. That's your flat. But yeah, so now you want to knit another row, and that's going to keep that stockinette stitch. So knit a row, purl a row is stockinette. So that's what I mean when I say knitting is 2 stitches.
Okay,
Knitting
yeah.
and purling creates stockinette stitch.
Okay. So then I move on now to...
To knitting.
Oh my gosh. It's just going to be keeping track of the terminology at this point.
It is. And you've got to remember, once you recognize those V's, remember when those V's are facing you, that's your knit row. When the bumpy side's facing you, that's your purl row. I also have to say that off camera, I blew Paige's mind when I said that you can knit 2 socks at once.
My face was like...
That's going to be a later show. But yes, you can.
Okay,
Oh, it's the good moonshine.
Good moonshine.
Sorry, I know your camera person's talking a lot.
It's okay.
Camera person's okay to talk a lot. Camera person does knitting too.
It's true.
We'll get out my Grandpa Paul's shot glasses. They aren't really shot glasses, they're his fancy glasses, but I use them as shot glasses.
And boom!
Yes!
Yes!
Alright, let's see how much better you do after this.
Oh dear God.
We'll just put the empty jug back in, and when he's like, why is this empty? I'm like, I don't know, dude. We'll see if my husband really watches my YouTube show. Here you go, camera person.
Oh, great. Thanks.
Oh, yeah.
Cheers.
Oh, dear God.
Cheers. Right?
Yeah.
That was really good.
Yeah.
Hey, Jill, get some more of that.
It's moonshine that somebody made, like a customer made and gave it to us.
It's
Hey,
like cinnamon
Jill,
apples.
figure out who that was and give us more.
Right? It's like rotten apple moonshine, but it's so good. It tastes like apple pie.
Customer, if you're watching this, bring us more.
It might make us blind. I don't know, but it tastes really good.
Not to the
Okay,
actual.
let's pause and do a horse break.
Okay.
Okay, so in conclusion, we have learned that you do knit better or learn better while drinking, right? I think you've learned better
I think that's a safe
than
conclusion.
you did before.
You need some
Went
more beer?
fast too.
We do need, here, hang on. More
Oh.
beer. Beer break. And then we'll finish the conclusion. We've learned how to knit. Next, we're going to show Paige interlock. I'm just kidding. It's fine.
I don't know what that means. So.
I pronounced it wrong anyway. We'll show you.
Interlock?
Thank you. Yes. Thanks.
You're welcome. That's what I'm here for. Cheers.
Cheers. And, you know, have a shot. Learn to knit. It'll be fun.
It works. Proven methods.
Bye. Damn it. Okay. Somebody in the comments will tell us.
I'm
like,
sure they will.
Look, dumbasses.
Listen, I'd like to see them knit and drink. Come on.
It's